Maybe I do have to turn it on. Well, it's not. I would see myself better. I need to turn the light on. I know. It's here. Welcome back, everybody, to Giants Tartary. I'm here on this today on the live chat. I want to discuss a few things. So hoping maybe I could get a couple people in here to maybe share in on the discussion. Maybe ask me some questions. Maybe even give me some maybe give me some knowledge. Play something in me that I'm not I don't know about. But what I would like to talk about today is like the ancient book burnings and stuff that they had back in the day. They used to, like that was part of the way that they changed the narrative and changed our basic history and the way we think about things in life. All of our past history and all that stuff that we have no clue about. Well, there was knowledge of course, what I'm saying, everything was written down, but man, the government and everything, they would gather up people and they would have these book burnings. And not to mention, there was this time whenever we was going through this what was it called? It was like the mini ice age. Mm-hmm. They had like a little mini ice age in the 1800s, and and they was burning the books for heat, man. So that's one way they was taking the narrative as well, is they was they had to live, and that was the only way they was living. They was burning the knowledge, they was burning our history. It's kind of sad, to think about it that way, but it's the truth. I mean, this is what the world has succumbed to, as I should say. They changed everything on us, and they made it really hard for the American man to and I'm scared of. I'm not trying to scare anybody away from religion. Of course, I do believe in the Lord. I do believe, because my mom has passed away. God bless her soul. And it's, let me tell you, that's a life-changing thing to lose somebody that's so close to your heart, man. Because I tell you what, it turns you into a whole different person. It makes you compromise with your mind a whole different way. It makes you think about different things. It just changes you into a whole different individual. It makes you think about the world in a different way. It makes you, it's hard to say exactly how I feel, because I've never felt this way, so there's no explanation for it, I guess you could say. It just changes you into a whole different individual. It makes you think about the world in a different way. It makes you, Well, I actually got one person on here. Woohoo! Okay, I got one person on here today, so I don't understand why I really haven't got anybody's attention whenever I think I'm out here doing something, it's supportive, it's something that's, I'm saying, educational. It's something that it might be able to help somebody, I just lost the person that I had. It's kind of sad, that nobody wants to come in and listen to this live chat. A lot of people like to sit and, listen to a bunch of foolery, bunch of crap, a bunch of stuff that don't make no sense. Instead, they would sit there and waste their mind and try to learn things that, have no reason to even, say anything. But anyways, I got two people on here, Hello, Jenny. I'm here to discuss the old-fashioned book burnings and stuff like that. How they changed our history. Conspiracy theory, the flat Earth. That's my belief. I believe in. What I'm saying. There was 1,000 years that went by now that we have no idea. What in the hell happened and what's true. And what really scares me is, I'm trying to get more in touch with, my stuff such as, what I'm saying, I'm trying to get more in touch with, what would you say, like, religion and shit, I want to get more religious. I want to get more in touch with, what I'm saying, our maker and stuff, I'm not no Bible banger by far and all that stuff, but, I would like to, awesome. You know what I'm saying? We need more truthers in here if we stuck together as a unit and we all, what I'm saying, if we all become one, we can maybe, because there's more of us than them, that's by far. But the sad thing is, we let these guys overturn us and they're manipulating our minds with these drugs, that they're giving us from the pharmaceutical companies as well. And, the waters that they're polluting, putting fluoride and all this crap in, what I'm saying, constantly. They're putting stuff in our water, what I'm saying. They're polluting our water, our food. Think about, we got all these people out here, and, well, they're heavy set. We got a lot of heavy set people, what I'm saying. And a lot of it is not their fault. It's because, they're putting stuff in our food as well, like these saturated fats and all this stuff, to extend shelf life, at the stores like that, to make it last longer at the store. Well, if it's lasting longer on the shelf, well, I guarantee it's lasting longer in your gut too. Our bodies ain't able to break it down and everything, process it, because it's not natural. You know what I'm saying? It's all this man-made shit, you know what I mean? Like back in the day, man, people were living a lot longer. People were living, you know what I'm saying? If you think about it, because they was healthier, they wouldn't having diseases, they wouldn't having all this bullshit, you know what I mean? Until all of this corruption came around, and we brought all this, we allowed this to happen to us. And you're right, the chemtrails in our skies. Who's to tell what that is, I really thought about that one day because, I've read up. I'm a history buff. I tell you what, I go far and I go deep, and I want to know what's going on with everything. You know what I'm saying, in our life. But they talk about the chemtrails and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying. I think it's, what I'm saying. It fucking takes us it takes our view away from a lot of things them chemtrails do, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're hiding things, they're hiding behind the veil, like it's a veil. But not only that, but you know what? They say that, the heavens are above us, you know what I'm saying? Because we're on this flat plane, and we got this dome that's around us, and we got this, the firmament that's separating the waters from the waters, of course, our land, which there's more, of course, water than there is land. And I do believe that there's more continents out there than what we're given, you know what I'm saying? There's more land out there than what they're saying, Think about it. The narrative is they're the ones who be able to fly the planes. They're the ones who be able to go so far. Amelia Earhart didn't make it around the world because you can't make it around a flat world. You know what I'm saying? And if you really think about it, that was such a big feat back then, you know what I mean? When she was going to go around the world, there was thousands of people waiting for this to happen. Think about it, you know what I'm saying? It was going to be, phenomenal, Amelia Earhart, first woman, actually to fucking fly around the world. Well, actually the first person, but guess what? She didn't even make it halfway around, because you can't fly around something that's flat. I guess you could fly around it this way. You know what I'm saying? Circle it, but you're not going to go around it, because you can't go around something. So they totally just wiped her straight out the fucking narrative, you know what I'm saying? She lost. They can't even find her now. They don't even know where Amelia Earhart ever happened. They can't find the plane. They can't find nothing. Well, they didn't want her to end up, you know what I'm saying, proving the fact that the world's flat, because that's what she would end up coming in and doing, because that's what kind of person she was. You know what I'm saying? And that's what well, if she wasn't able to fly around, well, she would probably hit the dome, the flat wall, you know, the ice wall. She would have probably hit something, and they knew it, you know. So what they did to change their narrative is they got rid of her. They shot her down. That's what I believe, you know. Because, you know, and it's just not the United States, you know. Everybody's like, you know, the United States is a corrupt government. You're right, it is corrupt. It's corrupt as hell, man. I mean, the laws and stuff they pass, man, we ain't got no rights as human beings, man. We're constantly paying for everything in our lives. We're constantly, you know what I'm saying, dealing with, you know, situations. They force, you know what I'm saying, negative thoughts into us, you know, where they can ply us with all these bills and all this lifespan and all these things, you know, such as, you know, it's really scary to the fact where, you know what I'm saying, they cause our problems. They bring us our problems, our debts, all this stuff that they're bringing to us, you know what I'm saying. It's really hurting our families and our friends and everybody in our units, where, you know what I'm saying, where these people are to the point where they don't look no more. You know what I'm saying? They're scared. You know, they got them where their minds are like, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to investigate. I'm not going to try to pay attention to what's going on in this world, you know, because I can very fucking care less, because it's kind of scaring the crap out of me to believe, you know, because they don't understand it. So what do? A lot, like everything, they ignore. They ignore everything. They look past everything, you know. They just go with the narrative. They go with whatever's said. And then, you know, they send their kids to the government schools where, well, it's all government literature. It's all, you know, planned on what they're teaching. You know, everything's written out and it's all planned out. And you know, what really kills me is I don't agree or disagree in the flat earth. You know, I can't agree to disagree about the flat earth neither. And this is why. Because I've never been up so high that I can say one wise or another. I have been in different situations and seen things where I shouldn't have been able to see it, because if the world was round as they say it was, that it would be over the curvature. And what really scares me and what really makes me think about certain things about, you know, if the world was round and we're rotating, okay, babe, give me some props or something. So, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, I don't believe in any of the history that they taught us in school. You know, since I've been in school and since my kids are in school, you know, they'd bring home schoolwork and stuff and they'd be like, Dad, help me. And, you know, I graduated, so I thought, well, you know what I'm saying, I should be able to help my kid, you know. I was intelligent enough to graduate, you know, and pass the test. Well, I should be able to do some 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade math, you know what I'm saying, or some history, or some science. But everything that I had done whenever I was growing up as a kid, back in the 90s and the 80s, has changed from today. I'm talking about history has changed. So you're telling me that everything that I learned back in the day, it's made me stupid, retarded, and dumb, because history has changed so much that what I've learned is just made me a retard? And, well, I don't know shit. So what was the point in me really going to school? School don't make sense to me. Therefore, for the fact, you know, there is certain things, you know what I'm saying, social events, things that we do need to teach our kids, you know what I'm saying, hunting, gathering, stuff like that, you know, basic needs for survival, things, you know what I'm saying, that they need, you know, for everyday life, you know. I do believe that we do need to install that in our kids, counting, reading, yeah, I do believe that we should be teaching them that, of course, reading and everything. And I think that that's what we really need to do with our kids is, teach them the basics. What I'm saying? They don't need all the narrative because, they're teaching our kids so many bad things these days, you know what I'm saying? That it's like keeping up with the Joneses. You don't know what your kids are learning and what they're not. And you never want to mislead your child. I don't never want to mislead my child. I started out misleading my son. I got a 20-year-old son. What's up, human? Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, hey, I figured it out. How to do it right where everybody can hear me and they can see me. That's awesome, huh? Anyways, what I was getting at, my son, I was brainwashed so bad, like, like, like the masses of the world, what I'm saying, that I was helping them brainwash the masses by, I was going into their narrative, as they was saying stuff like, you know, uh, Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy, crap like that, what I'm saying, stuff about, these made up stuff that's for the corporate ways, for money making, for the government, spin downs, for their their ways to pretty much, control us. They're saying, hey, you need to work for this. This is what you need. This is what you want. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look, this is neat. This is exciting. This is just, and you know what? Most of the shit you buy these days, after you've had it for a couple of days, either it breaks or you throw it in the closet and never use it again. You spend bunches of money on all this shit, and guess what? What for?
Next year, something new and better be.
Next year, exactly. Something new, something better will be out. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta have. They're gonna brainwash you. Oh, I got, look at that. That's just neat. I gotta have it. You get it home, you use it for 5 minutes, you never touch it again. But boy, it costs you $60. Was that 5 minutes worth that $60? Or, your countless hours that you had to wage, and do things, what I'm saying, away from your family and your friends, and, be away whenever you didn't really, want to be away from your family and your friends, busting, slave waging, doing things that you don't want to do for this $60 thing that you spent 5 minutes with that you threw in a closet? Hell no. You know what I do with my money, guys? There's some things, I'm saying, that I do get programmed into, buying and stuff, I'm saying that, it's an impulse buy and you just gotta have, and it's okay, I guess, to waste a little bit every now and then, but, I'm a thrifty person. And, I like to waste my money on memories. So, what I'm saying, I like to take things with me, and what I've learned is the stuff that you get here materialistic is not something you can take with you. The things that you can take with you is your memories, the things that you make, things that you remember, things that you see, things that you experienced, whether it be bad or good, what I'm saying? Sometimes the bad experiences are the ones that you remember the most. I mean, it's sad, and the sadder experiences are the ones that stick in your head like glue, and they come back and they haunt you sometimes. It's sad. I agree with you, human. I do believe, what I'm saying, that we should homeschool our kids. We should be able to teach them, away from the narrative, what I'm saying, these government programs and stuff. But, they get your kid into this homeschool and they let you homeschool. But you know what another thing is when you homeschool your kid? They send you the materials to teach them. But, I guess that's the thing. You know how they teach us fairy tales and stuff like that? Well, that's what we need to start teaching our kids, that the narrative is basically a fairy tale. Because you know what? It's just a story made up. It's what they decide what to tell us and decide, what I'm saying, what they want us to know. It's sad. Yeah, the dollar means nothing. It's a piece of paper. It's as good as it's as good as, you know what I'm saying? Okay, if I'm out in the fucking desert and somebody's like, hey man, I got $1 million right here, and you know, and I got a canteen of water. I tell you what, that canteen of water is gonna be a heck of a lot better than this freaking paper fucking, because I ain't gonna be able to eat this. Well, I could eat it, but what's the benefit? What's the, you know, what's the vitamin? What's the nutrients that I'm gonna get off of this? Nothing. But you know what? That water's gonna bring me life. You know, so I'd rather have that. I'd rather have that water than that $1 million all day long. There's the point in the matter right there. That you're right. Yeah, dollar means nothing. What means something is the narrative. These freaking pencil pushing, desk setting, no work doing, compulsive mind brainwashing, lying, crazy, governmental conspiracy. I have no idea what the heck this world is, but I tell you what, it is scaring the hell out of me, man. I'm seeing different things every day, and it's making my mind switch, making me think differently. You know, like I said, whenever I lost my mom, it turned me into a different person. It made me think differently. It made me, you know, how could I put that, Haley? You've dealt with me during this situation. It's turned me into a different person. What it's done is it's you're right, you know, they're taking us away from our nature. They're taking us away from our basic. This is our basic, this ground, okay? Like you said, human, you're right. You know what? We have, our feet are like roots to a tree, okay? We need to plant our toes. Just like the roots, just like the trees plant their roots into the dirt, we need to plant our toes into the dirt. You know what I'm saying? We need to get connected to our, this is our home. This is ours, okay? Everything here comes with this home, okay? That's like, you know what I'm saying? I go and rent this apartment and it says everything's furnished, which means it has electricity, it has water, it has trash, it has a refrigerator and stove. It's completely furnished, which means I ain't got nothing to worry about. Well, guess what? Whenever we was put here on this freaking planet, on this flat space or whatever the heck you want to call it, when we was put here, we was given everything fully furnished. We had electricity, we had water, we had, you know, everything we needed, you know what I'm saying? But guess what? We allowed people to come in and tell us that it's going to cost for everything that's supposed to be free. And you know what? Whenever they got people doing all this crap, well, guess what? Why? Why not do it? Why not lead the masses this way? And you're right, you know what? They put rubber on our shoes so it conducts us from our ground. You know, I mean, what's rubber? It's a conductor. So, you know, electricity. Okay, when there's lightning outside, and the lightning does not come from the sky. The lightning comes from the ground. It goes up. It might look like it's coming down, but electric comes from the ground. Okay. Everything is based right here. Okay. So we have everything we need right here as we stand on this world. We create, you know what? I believe, you know what I'm saying, we could be musicians. We could be wizards. I'm sure there's many impossible things that we can't even imagine. You know, our minds can't even comprehend we could probably do if we was ever taught, if that part of our lives was not taken from us. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's a lot of things in this world, you know what I'm saying, that is hidden from us. There's doorways to our own mind that we can maybe even, you know,
Just gotta open our eyes open.
well, yeah, maybe we could see different ways, different realms, different, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we could be bigger, better, do brighter things. But what they do is they keep us at an all-time low. They keep us where we're feeble.
So
They keep us where we're easily manipulated. They keep us where we're sluggish. I mean, we ain't got no energy. So how can we fight if you ain't got no energy, you know? They feed us all this unnatural, unhealthy food to make us unnatural. Well, would make us where we're not unhealthy. Well, unhealthy people ain't gonna have a fair fight because, you know what I'm saying, they're unhealthy. So their fight's gonna be, they ain't gonna be able to do shit, man, because they're unhealthy. That's my belief, you know what I'm saying? So what I believe is what the government's doing is they're just, you know, they're corrupting our minds. They're polluting us with all these, you know, these drugs and stuff. What those drugs do is they make us more docile. They make us more easy to manipulate. They use, you know, to conform, to get to, I guess, you know, get us scared and stuff. We're not warriors like we are back in the day. Yep, the sole of your feet, that's right. That's why we need to be connected, you know. Yep, you're right, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Being naive and gullible has got us where we are at today. You know what I mean? And you know what? Not only that, but you know what I'm saying? Anybody who questioned the narrative back in the day, who had any idea of the thought that knew that this world isn't what they say it is, they took those people, okay, and they took them in, they put them in these asylums, and they scrambled their freaking brains where they didn't know any better. They didn't even know who the hell they were, let alone what's going on, to even voice out their voice of saying, hey man, what's going on here ain't right. So anybody who had any voice out back in the day, they shut them up. You know, that's why they had all these orphanages, if you think about it, you know. They had to change the narrative. And the only way to change the narrative was anybody that had any knowledge of any history of the past that wasn't part of the narrative had to go. Okay? What's one thing easy to manipulate? Children. Fresh mind. Okay? They haven't taught, you got to teach them everything, okay? You're their learning, you're their teacher. You're what teaches them. 88 Shinto, what's going on, bro? Good to see you today. I got 3 people here, man. Hey man, I've hit that whole time high. 3 people. Woo! I hope I get 3 likes, man, because all 3 people that's on here is truthers, man, that, you know, they got their shit together, that understand that this world ain't, you know what I'm saying, exactly what everybody's trying to say that it is.
Look at today's generation.
Yeah, I'm glad you caught it too, brother. I don't really go live a lot. I don't. I mean, I do a lot of pondering and a lot of thinking, a lot of investigation. I like to go places. I like to see things. I like to go out and, you know, check things out and everything, you know, in this world, you know what I'm saying, for, you know, I want to face my world face to face. Because in my thoughts, you know what I'm saying, this is my thoughts anyways, this is my theory, you know what I'm saying. I want to know where I came from. Because if I don't know where I came from, how the hell do I know where I'm going? And right now I have no clue where I came from because I don't even know where the hell I'm at. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm trying to investigate, you know. I'm a religious person. I believe in God. I believe, you know what I'm saying, I got 4 people in the house, but I believe in God. I believe that there's a higher power. I mean, there's got to be. We're too complex of individuals. We're smart. I mean, we have feelings. We have different senses, you know what I'm saying, that just, it's, we are, we're awesome people, man. We're awesome individuals. Each one of us got a different personality, a different soul, different charisma, different ways, you know what I'm saying? Some are bad, some are good, you know what I'm saying? Some are bad, some are bad, and some are good at the same time, you know? But everything and everybody is different. But yet we're yet the same. This is what I don't understand, okay? Why so many of the masses of the world can allow this to go on for years and years and years and years of time. Okay. What really scares me to death and really got me thinking, because I'm a ponderer and I think about everything in this world, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of afraid, you know what I'm saying, to follow one certain religion or to follow, you know what I'm saying, or to say something or, you know, to believe in certain things like the Bible and all that, because, you know what I'm saying, that could be a manipulation, you know, a narrative writing story, you know, something to manipulate our mind or something, you know. It could be totally different, you know what I'm saying, than what we're taught. And since we're maybe taught the wrong way, maybe we'll never get to experience the greatness. And that's maybe why we're recycled. Maybe we're going through the process of being, you know, reincarnated into, you know, brought back to this world to work and do whatever, because we don't understand the 100%, you know, perceiving in our, you know, just like the chemtrails that was saying earlier, Jenny. You were saying something about the chemtrails, okay? For instance, the chemtrails, right? Does this make sense? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I do believe that it's doing stuff to our food. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's manipulating it. It's easier for them to get the, you know, maybe because they're putting metals and shit in the air. Maybe it's easier for them to get, you know what I'm saying, frequencies and stuff like that, you know, through the air because they're laying it up there. But maybe they're putting a veil over God's eye too as well. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're clouding God being able to come in and see in, look down upon us. Maybe they're trying to block his vision as well. Has anybody ever thought of that? I mean, because, you know, in my aspects, you know, I believe in giants. I believe that, you know, food was better, air supply was better, you know what I'm saying, more pure, our bodies were healthier. Well, hell, every time I see a healthy person, what are they? They're big people. Well, I think the healthier you are, the bigger you get. So why couldn't these people be 22 foot, you know, shit, maybe even 56 foot tall? Who's to tell how big these people could have been back in the day, you know what I'm saying? I have been in many buildings where, you know, I couldn't reach the door handle because it was way up there, or the doors were huge, you know what I'm saying? Or I've seen where, you know, back in the day where there's old war photos and stuff where people are sitting in these thrones, you know, and these are, you know, normal sized guys, you know, I'd say back in the day, because of course, you know, health went back down and stuff, you know what I'm saying? People had to go down. Food's scarce, you know what I'm saying? One thing we do, I don't believe in the whole, what's that called? We adapt. As human beings, we adapt. We adapt to the situation, okay? So I believe that we're mentally smart enough, you know what I'm saying, to adapt to the situation. Say we had a food shortage, okay? Maybe we weren't able to feed the masses of big people, because I'm sure, big people eat big meals, of course. So maybe we had a food shortage, you know what I'm saying? So guess what? The shortage, well, what they did was they made us smaller. Well, guess what? We don't need as much food, you know what I'm saying? So, we're not, we don't use as much, you know what I'm saying, ground. We don't use as much this. So, we're smaller. We're easier to, I think maybe the controllers that's controlling this whole situation, they might be giants. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's ancient giants out there still alive, man, that's controlling this whole thing. It's obvious, that it could be true that we could be, you know, we could be, being watched by giants as we're speaking. Maybe they're the controllers because, you know what I'm saying? It goes with the theory of the fact that, you know what I'm saying, the smaller we are, the easier we are to, you know what I'm saying, push around to get to do what they want us to do, you know what I'm saying? They can't control this big giant, okay? They ain't going to be able to manhandle and get these giants to do what they want. They can't push them around. That's it, you know what I'm saying? When push came to shove, they was doing the shoving, okay? So now they got us little guys now, you know what I'm saying, where they can just shove us around, push us around, manipulate us, do what they can to control the narrative and make the things that they are the way that they are. You know what? You're right, human. I was telling my girl that you had offered us, to come down there. She said down there she's got like the Indian mountains and stuff like there.
Where's that?
That's in West Virginia, right, human?
We need to take a trip to do something like that. Get out of our state. Get out of our boundaries.
Yeah, we must be staying positive, and that's right. I like that, human. That's smart. Yeah, I believe that the weather's manipulated. Like, they got the St. Louis Arch. They got all this stuff, man. And I believe these are like, these are actually manipulations in the weather. You know what I'm saying? I do believe that too. I believe that they're doing a lot of manipulations in the weather. But yeah, I'm definitely taking a trip that way, human. So whenever I do, we're gonna have to be able to trade, you know what I'm saying, info or something, you know what I'm saying, so we can go out and have, you know what I'm saying, a nice meal or something, you know what I mean, catch up, because
When time comes, we'll say something.
it's been really nice, you know what I'm saying. I got a good job now. I finally got steady on my feet. Finally found a job that, it's a slave, but it's paying me to take care of my family and all that. Yeah, I'm near St. Louis. I'm in Illinois. I'm in a little town called Litchfield. And this town here in Litchfield, it is it's a trip. I tell you what, man, it is full of ancient history. I mean, yeah, it's got Mason all over it. I mean,
We convert it into other stuff and try to hide it.
yeah, it's. I've seen such a flip in this town, man. I'd like to grab a shovel and start digging. I ain't kidding, man. I know if I made at least like 30 feet, I'd run into something. I've been to Barnhart before. Yeah, Shinto. I believe that them big towers and arches are actually changing the weather. I believe that. Yeah, I think that's a good possibility. I think that they're manipulating the weather. They're creating our clouds these days. I remember looking up at the skies and stuff. It's like Well, it wasn't me, Shinto, but that's cool that I got somebody from Canada, man. Maybe you could help me out through the Canada. You know what I'm saying? Tell me a little bit of your history in there and what they teach you guys in Canada. Because I know, it's all the same, basically. Because I'm about 45 minutes from St. Louis. St. Louis is, yeah, what, about 45 minutes away from us?
About 45 to an hour.
Yeah, about 45 minutes to an hour. But I would always, I think that we're all taught, the same narrative. I think they all stick together. I think the controllers don't only control like America, they control everything. This whole flat plan that we're on, this whatever we're on, this earth, this whatever you want to take it, I do believe 100% that they're all in it together. So whenever they wage wars and stuff on people and they do this against one country, I think it's because maybe that country is going against their narrative. And guess what? The only way to shut their mouths or do this, they say it's oil or they say it's this. Man, we got plenty of it over here. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. But anyways, to make a long story short, what I'm trying to say is they don't want the narrative to change, or they think there's a big house in the mouth, or somebody. I think, or they got to take out history, or there's things, I'm saying that they're been trying to get them to erase or stop saying that they won't. So what they do is they go over there, they blow up all these cities, they blow up these countries, they're blowing up our history, they're tearing up all of these textbooks, all of these buildings, anything that could actually, lead us to, what I'm saying, knowing a little bit of our history is being wiped clean away from us. And I think that's another sad thing that they're doing to us, you know what I'm saying? Is they're creating these wars and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And they're getting these, these people, these kids, these young guys, these family members of people, man, to think that they're going out there and they're fighting the war for their country and doing this for their families and everything. But what they're doing it for is the dollar bill. And as one of my great people here, Human, said, what is a dollar bill? I ain't going to fight over it in the street. If somebody's out there saying, hey, man, I got $1, man, you want to fight over it? I'm like, well, you know what? If I ain't going to waste my time fighting you, I guess if I got enough time to invest in fighting you, and I'll invest that time in going and finding me another dollar, I'll go do it myself. So, yeah, Shinto, that's cool to know that, man. That's really cool to know that. I mean, if it's the same, then what I just said basically, I mean, I guess it pretty much goes with the story of what I'm saying. That, you know, I wish I could get all of us together. And, everything starts with unity. Everything starts at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And, everybody talks about things, but nobody puts anything in action. Action doesn't happen anymore. Everything is talk. Everything goes, everybody's complaining. Everybody's talking. You know what? I don't complain. I'm not whining. I'm not crying about the situation. I'm trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? If they're fucking smart enough to trick me into believing one way or another, then I guess, you know what? It's my fault I allowed them to manipulate me. I should be smart enough to be able to think for myself. I should be an independent man to look around and see that shit ain't right for once, You know, yeah, you're right. It manipulates. It's something that pushes the masses to do what they want. They want us to, you know what I'm saying, learn, all these fake history lessons and, the narrative to make them to be able to manipulate us the way that they want us to. They make us who they want us to, by TV, Hollywood. I don't know if anybody knows this, but Merlin, the musician, which was a wizard, was actually a real person. He was a real person. It's been proven fact that he did exist. He wasn't a fable. It's not nothing in a fairy tale. Merlin was a real person. Well, Merlin had a magic wand. And that magic wand was made out of a wood that was called Hollywood. So Merlin used that magic wand to manipulate people, to manipulate things. That's how, magic is and sorcery and stuff was back in the day. It was manipulating something, making something change, before the eye. So it was like a brainwash in a way, you know what I'm saying? Wow, in your face, basically. So, that's the same thing Hollywood did, It's kind of like, Merlin's magic wand. That's why they named it Hollywood, because it's the main source of the manipulation that we get is the TV. It tells us, it tells us what's in style, what we should like, who we should like, what we should eat, what we shouldn't eat, what we should believe in. It tells us the weather, it tells us the fake, it tells us everything. It just manipulates and manipulates, gives us these commercials that put out, stupid products that, that we don't need, but a lot of people spend money on.
It's in style.
Because, they feel, keeping up with the Joneses. I could care less about the Joneses, I'm worried about, I'm worried about us. I'm worried about my family. I'm worried about humanity. I'm worried about us all. I think, it hurts me to think that, they could take us to court. They could lock us up. They could take our money, take our homes, take our kids. Man, they say, we have rights and we have this and we have that. We really don't have nothing. We absolutely have nothing. I don't believe that we have anything. We don't have no rights. We have a right to be manipulated. We have a right to work. We have a right to pay taxes. That's about it. You know what I mean? It's sad. It's totally sad. We don't have nothing anymore. And I like that human. I never thought of that. She's smart too. Look what she said. She said Merlin. Merlin. Mermaid. Manipulation. Look. Pretty much about this. Yeah. You know what, human? That makes sense. You know what? You're right. I see it just the way that you see it. You know what I'm saying? Phoenician. Phoenician is where everything, I believe, changed. You know what I mean? They took everything from us. These fascist punks. They think that they're better than us, that they're smarter than us. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? I've been to the history. I went to St. Louis History Museum. I went to the Art Museum. I've been to the Science Center there. I got a lot of footage. I got a lot of stuff I still got to share that I haven't uploaded yet. it takes so long to upload things. Yeah, you're right. They poison our roots. They poison us. They slow us down. They manipulate us. They get us to do what they want us to do. You know, we're creating the products, and then what? And then they got these medications these days. Okay, here you go. Here's another thing. You know, you got these people, and they're like, "Oh, would you like to heal your chronic dry eye? You have chronic dry eye. Well, come and take these eye drops. You'll be able to cure you won't have no more chronic dry eye." And then guess what? You got all these side effects after that. Leaky stool. You know what I'm saying? Might cause a rash. You know, blurry vision. You know,
Some things get you addicted to it if you take it.
you know, certain things that it does to you. Well, I think I will go ahead and take the chances of living with the dry eye before I have to have drippy stool or possibly heart attack or, you know what I'm saying, seizures or something, you know what I'm saying, that I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have dry eye, man, you know. I'm just saying, you know, there is so much in this world, you know what I'm saying, that they're polluting our bodies, our souls, our minds, everything. You know what I'm saying? Religion, religious beliefs, government beliefs, the schooling. It's sad. I just don't know what to say anymore. I feel really bad because, you know, Christmas is coming along. You know, and I do believe Christmas is a time to, you know, celebrate. I do still believe I got tradition. I got moral. I got integrity. I got, you know, I got a lot invested in me because I was raised in a good family who's seen good things, you know what I mean, who believed in good things and good ways. We was a unit, which means we stuck together, which I believe we all as truthers should stick together, man. We shouldn't let these people teach our kids, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I remember whenever there was a time whenever we would sit in class and whenever I was growing up and pray every day, you know, do the Pledge of Allegiance every day. We would in our classrooms. Well, they took that out of the classroom because it had God in it. You know what? Well, then people seem to be able to stick together and change that. So, if people could change back, I mean, there was nothing wrong with the Pledge of Allegiance, I don't believe. Why they took it out of the schools, why they take God out of our lives, you know what I'm saying, is beyond me. You know what I'm saying? It seems like they can take the good away and bring the bad, but they can't bring the bad in and bring the good, if that makes sense. It's like, you know what I'm saying, there is no gray. It's straight crap. They don't want us to know anything besides we have to work for what we have to take care of our family. Our families won't be able to survive. They won't be able to take care of themselves. They won't be able to live. We won't have a roof over their heads. You know, they won't have nothing unless we go do what they want us to do, which is work this 40 hours a week, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people these days, which is really sad, is they go to work, you know, bust their asses, you know, spend time away from their families, doing things that they should be able to do, you know what I mean? Doing things to help other people, you know what I'm saying, become wealthy whenever they can't even make it. They can't even pay their bills these days with the wages that they're giving us. It's sad. It's sad. It's a fucking breakdown. They're just, you know, and as I've found out in life, you know, the more and the harder you work, the less you make. But the less you do, the more you make. You know, people that bust their ass every day and work their fucking finger to the bone. Go home hurting so bad that they don't have time to think about what's going on around them besides to get back to work the next day and just do it all over again. You know, that's how they keep us going. It's a complete vicious circle. And as long as the masses are following along, and I ain't gonna lie, you know what? I'm guilty, guys. I got a family to survive. I got a family to feed. I got children I love. I got a house to obtain. And you know what? If you buy a house, you didn't buy it. You're still paying for it. You got to pay taxes on it every year. I'll tell you what. I don't understand. We're giving this home, but we're paying for everything on it. It don't make sense to me. What does the movie Sixth Sense and the Titanic both have in common? Let me think of that one. Shinto, don't tell me, man, because I'm a ponderer, man. Well, I guess they both see dead people. What is it, Shinto? Am I good? Am I thought? Well, I mean, that's one thing they do for sure have in common. Hey, I was close. I was close.
What was it?
Icy dead people. Instead, you know, because Titanic, it was icy in the icy water.
I get it.
Human. Hey, that's good. Hey, teach me some more, human. Come on. That's why I got you guys on here. We need to come together as a unit. The more we learn from each other, the more we can go and move further along our paths to get onto a better understanding on what's going on around here, you know. She said, it is easy to control us when we are in a planet. Mm-hmm. You're right. You're right. I see dead people, she said. Human. Shit. Yeah, I believe in mermaids. I believe in unicorns. I believe in dragons. You know, there's too many things out there to depict them. You know, I believe that a lot of what they're calling dinosaurs these days. Excuse me, guys. I work 12 hours a day. I'm a little wore out. Anyways, what was I at?
Something about dinosaurs.
I think. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, everybody, man. I'm getting ready to close this off here in a minute. I'm getting a little wore out, but thank you guys for coming in. I had 4 people in here tonight. I got 4 guys. I got 4 people. Shinto, it was good seeing you, man. It was good having you in the stream. Human, it was good seeing you. Jenny, thank you for coming. But honestly, everybody, since you guys are part of the Truther team and you guys are, we need to actually come up, you know, because people get together and like, oh, look, the flat earthers come together. But you know what? I'm more than a flat earther. I'm a truther. Which means is, it's just not the flat earth that we have to question. It's the whole freaking picture, man. And we got to look at the whole picture before we can put together the flat earth. So I'm trying to look at everything together, you know. Yeah, I agree. If you think of all those ancient structures that are a lot older than what they say they are, what's planted on top of every one of them? There's a freaking flag on each one of them You know what? That's right there stating, you know what I'm saying, that they think that they got power. You know, they're like marking their territory with that flag. And then you got a lot of these freaking buildings that are ancient structures. And what do they got in front of them? They got a cannon. They got this old ass cannon. What? Are you trying to show us something? Are you putting something in our faces? Or are you laughing in our faces? Because you know what I'm saying? It's I tell you what, the narrative is. I'm Yeah, exactly. Always in a box. Yep. We need to get outside the box, guys. So, you know, like they said, a flag. What's a flag? It looks like a box. We need to get outside that fucking box, guys. And the only way to get outside that box is to start realizing that everything that people tell you and everything that you read or see ain't always real, man. Don't take that shit for face value. Do some investigation, man. It don't take much to look around and see everything for what it really truly is, man. I mean, it's a plain sight. I mean, if you just look around, open your eyes, if you don't see the world for what it really is and all the hidden bullshit, the buildings, how nothing matches, the mud flood, how nothing matches. If you cannot really open your eyes and see these things, then you drunk way too much of the water already and there's no saving you. That's the way I look at it. Because, I mean, it's easy to point out, man. And if a person can't look at that and make common sense out of it, then, yeah, the mainstream really tied into their net. It really got them. You're right. It is usually, the opposite of what they say. That's how I 100% believe. You know what I'm saying? I believe that they don't want us to know the truth about everything. They're like, oh, they can't handle the truth. They can't perceive the truth. They can't comprehend the truth. But I guarantee, if we was told the truth in the beginning about everything, then we'd have been able to comprehend it. We'd have been able to know it because that would be the only thing we knew, the truth. So I don't agree with them saying, well, the reason why they did it is because you couldn't comprehend the truth or you couldn't perceive this. Well, yeah, you can. If that's the only thing you knew, why couldn't you be able to perceive something? That's my thought. Anyways, guys, God bless you guys. Hope you guys stay safe, man. It's a twisted government. I'm scared for us all. I don't know what's gonna happen. Who's to know when the next reset's gonna happen? Because I do believe that they do reset us. You know what I'm saying? I think they let us go so far, and I believe that as soon as we have enough of us have knowledge about what they're up to, or if we catch on to the narrative and find out the truth, that's when the reset happens. I think that's when they have to start over again. Then they go a different route about it. I don't know what this narrative is, and I don't know why. I see dead people too, man. I see dead people everywhere. I think that's what it's going to be. I think we're all going to just freeze to death here shortly. It's going to be another ice age. We're going to freeze to death probably, and you know what I mean? Well, they'll bring in the new. They'll bring in the new because, they got these way deep down underground bases that even if they do have an ice age, man, I'm sure they got these pockets by like these volcanoes and stuff like that. They got, if you stay in a basement in the wintertime, it stays warmer. And if you stay in there in the summer, it stays cooler. So it's probably like that deep underground. We're probably supposed to be underground. Who knows? Cheers to you, Shinto. God bless you all. Human, Jenny. Uh, Hope you guys have a good night. Stay safe. Happy holidays. Stay safe out there, guys. Please do me a favor. Refrain from telling your kids these corporate holiday schemes, such as there's a Santa Claus, because you're just basically lying to your children, manipulating them. You know, uh, and one day you're gonna have to lie to them to tell them the truth. And then you're gonna have to explain why you lied to them all this time, and why you had to, because somebody told you to. I mean, it ain't got nothing to do with our God. It ain't got nothing to do. It's all corporate, man. And you shouldn't take that away from the kids. I ain't taking nothing away from the kids. My kids still get presents, but it's not some fat guy that's gonna bring them to them this year. They know that, Dad's hard earned money got them presents, I ain't gonna let some fat bearded man, that, seems like a pervert to me or a pedophile because all he wants is a little kid sitting on his lap, uh, you know, getting the credit for my freaking hard earned money, man. My kids don't give me respect for what I get them. They're thinking this fat bearded man, that, who the heck is he? No, I want my kids to thank their dad. I want them to know where they got it from, how they got it. You know what I'm saying? I worked hard for it, so guess what? I want them to appreciate where they got it from. So I'm gonna keep in mind of that narrative. I know I've been told that I shouldn't do that and all this, but you know what? I will make sure my kids don't go out and ruin anybody else's narrative, should I say? Because my kids they know better. Keep their mouths shut. Don't ruin it for anybody else's family. But I'm not going to ruin it from you, and I'm going to tell you in the beginning, guess what? Don't believe in it. It's not true. Because Dad knows for a fact. I know where the presents come from. I got them for you. And I know when you're good, and I know when you're bad, and I know what you deserve and what you don't deserve. So, there it is. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to threaten my kid with Santa Claus all like some of these parents do. Oh, you better be good. Santa Claus is coming around. No, you better be good because guess what? I'm right here. And you know what? I want what's best for you. And you know what? I believe that what? You should be able to correct your children. Because you know what? One thing about this world is it is going to shit really quick. And it's hitting the fan. And it's flying everywhere, man. I mean, people are getting dirtier and dirtier and nastier each year. And more untrustworthy, man. I mean, I just had a $200 pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses stolen from me. From somebody that I thought was a friend. Somebody that I allowed to sit in my car to keep him out of the elements of the weather, to be able to be warm, and he's going to take it from me. Well, sometimes it's the hardest lessons in this life, the ones that really hit you where it hurts, and that's where you learn, So, now I learn. This guy's not to be trusted. Sometimes, what I'm saying, you gotta, sometimes you gotta take a hit, man. But, God bless everybody. Stay safe, man. I hope everybody, has a good holiday season, and, thank you guys. God bless. If you guys want to talk amongst yourselves, man, yeah. You know what? It all makes sense, human. on my comments, on my videos and stuff, you need to throw me a little hints in and stuff like that. Give me a little bit of knowledge, human, because I know you got a lot. Because you know what? You taught me a little bit as well. You know what I'm saying? You helped me through this time of awakening, should I say? You know, opening my eyes. You helped me, you know, realize some of the truth of the world. So I thank you for that, and I want you to keep in contact with me. Let me know a little bit here and there. And that video of that guy that you sent me, and he was explaining things as you are explaining to me, made so much sense, man. He's onto something. So yeah, I do. I keep up with him, and I watch him from time to time, and sometimes he makes a little sense for me, and I appreciate that. Yes, God bless everybody. I'm sorry I had to close here, but I gotta go. So peace out, everybody. Thank you. God bless. Pray to the Lord. Stay close to your families. Unity, and I'll be back at it again, guys. Yeah, James Brockhurst. That's his name too. Yeah, he is very smart. Thank you for introducing me to his channel. He's very, very, very smart man. And he's a truther, and he believes in the truth. Yeah, I stay away from. Yeah, because you know people are, and you would think because they're going to the stores for their families and stuff, they'd be in the holiday season. They'd be more appropriate, more nicer people, but they're not. They're greedy. They're hateful, and it's become. You know, it's sad whenever you got a family member who's like, Christmas coming up. I ain't. What are you gonna get me this year? It's not about giving. It's about being together, unity. You know what I mean? It's nice to be thought of, and you know, receive a gift from time to time, but it shouldn't be. It's pretty much anymore where if it's Christmas time, you know what I'm saying. People, they pretty much, you know what I'm saying. Expect it. It's expected that you have to have a freaking present anymore. Oh, I gotta have this, and now they expect the price range.
Everyone tries to outdo everyone on that.
But not really. You got some of these people who really they're expecting, but they just don't never give. But I don't think it should be other way. You know what I mean? That we should just use one solid day to give. I think we should, you know, the loved ones and the people that we care about, instead of just having one day to give to them and you show them, you know what I'm saying, that type of love and all that. You should do it each and every day. You know what I mean? Do something special each and every day. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't just be once a year. A lot of people only get once a year things. I ain't about a once a year thing. Okay, I'm about taking my kids out to the science center, taking them out to a museum, you know what I mean? Showing them the truth of the narrative that, you know, just giving them wholesome, good times that they're going to smile about, laugh about, have fun with. Not a toy that they're going to play with for 5 minutes, throw it in a toy box and never get a use out of. The next time I see it, you know, it's because I'm throwing it away because I'm sick of stepping on it. I don't want to spend my money on that. Yes, my kid does have toys. Yes, he has a room full of toys.
Does he play with half of them? No.
Does he play with half of them? No, he does not. Most of them are just pretty much, I'd probably say, toy box weights. You know, like a paperweight. It holds the toy box down. That's all it does. You know, takes up space in the room. That's all it does. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, man. God bless you guys. Hope you all the best. You guys are all great people. But yeah, stick together as a unit, guys. You know, family. It means everything, man. Because once you start losing them precious people and you can't get them back, man, you really know what you really had. God bless. Giants Tartary. Subscribe, share, give me a thumbs up. Let me know I'm doing a good job. I'm trying to help the world discover maybe themselves throughout the pollution. Maybe I'm trying to help discover myself. Actually, I am. I wouldn't be in it for no other reason. God bless everybody. Giants Tartary. I'm out.
Happy?
Yeah, but it didn't take me out. I think I'm still on.
That was awesome, dude.
Hmm?
That was awesome.
Was it awesome?
I love it.
I said, how was it awesome?